Gonna come down. When are you going to land? I should have stayed on the farm. Should have listened to my
Now she's playing. Are you looking at the video on this?
Yeah, yeah.
Is she playing piano?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hold me forever.
You think this chick's going to be as big as...
Yes. This girl is going to be huge. She's a real, I mean, nothing against Kelly and Carrie.
Yeah.
This girl's a real musician, though. She knows how to play piano. She's a trained musician. And she's got this voice that, I mean, when I saw her in the audition, I said, just cancel it. I mean, because she's going to win.
Yeah, it's impressive. All right.
Yeah, I mean,
I'll give it
you
to
know, it's hard to tell on that, but watching it live, watching her and stuff.
Yeah.
And for the first time, Idol kicked The Voice's ass this year.
Yeah, I don't even think I even knew the voice was on.
Nobody even cared. The Voice's contestants were terrible, and the top, especially the top 10 on this were just we're just.
Look at you! I forget these shows were even on anymore.
I know. I stopped watching them.
Yeah.
Like I'll watch them and I'll just give up on them. I'll watch.
Didn't P Diddy have a reality show for a while? Didn't he have somebody like work with you can learn
in his
be,
Bad Boy Records?
Be like somebody in his Bad Boy Records or something like that. And man, I mean the shit that's coming out about this guy now, because they
freaking scumbag.
Did you see the apology he made? Because I guess the video came out of the woman that he beat her, dragged her in the hotel. But how does CNN get it this many years later? What was it, like 2015?
Oh, 50 Cent definitely released that.
You think 50 Cent did?
50's got so much shit on this guy. It's not even funny. There's so much dirt on him.
I'm going, how the fuck did they get that?
He's covered it, man, and he's going to keep releasing it slowly by, I don't know. Where is this dude? Remember he took off that night? And it was a big story. That he flew out of this.
He went to
something happened the next day, and you never heard about it again.
Barbuda is where he went. I had never even heard of Barbuda. I didn't even know where it was.
Right next to Epstein Island.
Yeah,
yeah. It sounds like that kind of a place. But this is his apology. He went on. See, now this is where I don't know if this is a good idea or a bad idea.
Wait, he apologized for beating the shit out of this girl.
Now
it was 2016. It was
it's 16. That's what I mean.
And he settled with her.
And he settled with
right
her
after.
like immediately. But somebody had the security video. So I don't know what.
I think he paid her to keep it under wraps.
How about the hotel?
Maybe,
they're the ones who have it. She doesn't get it.
Right.
She doesn't get the security. Like, how do they not?
I'm sure he wrote them a check too.
Actually,
they can't release that. There's no criminal charges or anything like that. Yeah, they cannot. That's
all right. Well, so then he goes on Instagram.
And how about Greg?
Whoops.
It's so difficult to reflect on the darkest times in your life. Sometimes you got to do that. I was fucked up. I mean, I hit rock bottom. But I make no excuses. My behavior on that video is inexcusable. I take full responsibility.
You could put music
for my actions in
underneath
that
this,
video.
and it would sound like he was
Boy
doing
for
something.
life.
Yeah.
It's like
I was disgusted then when I did it. I'm disgusted now.
he didn't look like he was disgusted. He was in a towel.
I sought out
blacked
professional
out
help.
drunk.
You think so?
Oh yeah.
Got to go into therapy. I'm going to rehab.
In jail.
So why do you think this is 50 Cent slowly leaking this stuff out?
Oh, they have a big beef.
No, it's been a beef for you
It's
forever.
gotten so big in the last 2 years.
And 50 Cent seems like he's a pretty smart, methodical guy to me. I seriously.
Comes from the Dre Eminem. He's on the Dre Eminem guys.
But I mean, just like no fear.
Diddy kind of reminds me of Aaron Hernandez from the Patriots.
Diddy does?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just believed that he was untouchable no matter what he did. He's a gangster. He's going to get away with it, like he's a mob guy. And
So they
it's
had-
all going to catch up with him.
So that this is where I do remember the reality show. I saw something today where a woman who won that show, I guess it was like be his boss or work for Diddy's company or whatever it was.
Yeah.
She said she never saw anything like this. She said, but it was all about the business and people were just commodities. They didn't mean anything. She's like, so it doesn't surprise me that something like this happened. I'm like, I don't know if I'd even want to say shit.
No shit.
You know what I mean? I don't know if I'd want to go say anything if I was working for somebody like that, even now, because I think that he's still got.
You're talking about a guy who's a
influence.
billionaire, though. So you're not going to get the Bill Moran, Matt Reese, Mark Hillman, where I care about you as an employee. You're going to get, you're a fucking number.
Yeah.
You know, you saw last week that Red Lobster closed 80 stores.
Without a fucking word, Matt.
They got an
Not
email
a
at 6
word.
a.m. They don't give a shit. You
No.
know, they're going to get their paychecks, which is better than most places, I will say. I've worked in places where they close like that.
All right,
You're a number.
Okay. So talk to me about that. Just a little tangent off there, because where I was going to go is like this apology. If you're the woman, can you ever forgive this person?
They were together years after that. They
Yeah.
didn't break up, I think, until 2019. So she obviously forgave him back then.
All right.
Where was the underage thing going on?
I don't know.
I thought there was.
There's allegations of that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah, and gay stuff.
And gay
yeah.
stuff.
He took guys' virginity. Yeah.
Well,
yeah, there was something about Justin Bieber. Some video came out about Justin Bieber, and then there was something with 50 Cent says definitely. He goes, he's definitely hitting on me. He talks so much. Like I go, he doesn't care.
Oh,
I'm telling you.
No, but he's not afraid.
Untouchable.
No,
Nobody's
but what
gonna
I'm
fuck
saying
with
is 50. Yeah, but 50 Cent, like
nobody's fucking with 50 Cent.
no, I guess not.
He's got a group around him. He's not getting touched.
I mean, I've never got touched all those years.
P. Diddy.
And you
already
clearly
proved
know
it.
who it is if he does get touched. It was Diddy.
Well, Diddy
Diddy's
obviously
people.
couldn't protect his own guy, so I don't know how he's going
Right,
to protect
exactly.
You know, his guy got killed.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
in a revenge thing. You know, they took out Tupac, and Tupac's group took
Tupac's
him out.
still alive though.
You think so? Where is he?
He's
I
hanging out
think
with Elvis.
He's on some island.
It's some island. He's down in
I'm
Argentina.
sorry, man. When he released that album,
Tupac
it was
Island?
very modern. He released a modern album. It was like, come on. He was recording out. He was recording
Tupac
on
was
an island.
auto-tuned.
But has anybody ever wronged you so badly, like something that was really bad, you forgave them, and then like they do it again? Give it 6 months, a year, whatever. They do it again.
Yeah,
it happens. Did you ever do that with somebody? I know. I got to think of all the people I've ever known. You would forgive somebody. You could be talked into, hey, I fucked up. I didn't mean to. And the next thing,
And they do it again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
did that happen to you?
Sure.
Like
I think
what?
it happened to both of us at the bar with
Yeah.
employees.
Oh,
They would beg you for forgiveness. You know, these are people you treated like family.
And they steal from you and they lie to you. And it was, because they're too busy freaking.
well, did you see? I mean, you had cameras in there, so you must have had evidence of stuff.
Didn't matter. You were still the asshole, and you're lying. You're full of shit. They didn't do it. You could show them the first person I ever had a fire was a server who had been there for 20 years.
Fucking what?
And what she was doing is at the end of the night, she would void all the cash tickets and
Yeah.
say they had problem with their food.
Okay.
She'd take the cash, put it in her pocket. The guy before us didn't pay attention. Well, I got a report every morning on voids. And every night when she'd work, there'd be $50 to $100 a night at least in voids. And she'd always have an excuse. And she kind of blew herself in by accident.
Yeah.
And so we fired her. And I became the biggest asshole for firing her.
But,
The regulars were pissed. Her friends were pissed. The other servers were pissed because I fired her for stealing. Even though I had concrete evidence of her stealing it and her kind of slipping and saying she did it.
so what does that
stick
do to you thinking about hiring anybody? Who do you trust?
Nobody.
It's hard.
Because it sounds like she was really popular with your clientele.
She was because she was giving away everything. What she wasn't giving away, she was taking, she had humongous
Yeah, tits.
assets,
yeah.
and people loved her
Yeah.
because
And she had a nice personality, I'm sure,
Yeah.
and easygoing. And
she was
Yeah.
nice. And listen, we have made up since. I would never hire her again. She's tried to get a job for me. I wouldn't hire her again. But we're cool now. But at the point, I was the biggest asshole, and I think that's happened probably with me and Mark, probably 6 or 7 times in a short period of time he was involved.
Yeah. We had one girl accused us of sexual harassment.
what?
She was stealing. She was freaking
Yeah.
changing the tips, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So Matt hires her, and Matt fires her. So we're all in the office, and she goes, "Is this because I won't fuck you? Is it because I won't fuck you?"
Now, mind you, I had messages from her on Facebook.
I had
sending me
naked
messages.
pics of her. I told Matt, I go.
Sending me saying, "Hey, let's hook up, let's hang out," and I just blew her off every time because I was like, "This girl, what the fuck?"
Yeah.
I didn't answer her.
Right.
I had all her messages, and I kept them in a screenshot.
Yeah.
because she deleted them as soon. Then her mother messaged me and said,
Her
"Oh,
mother
yeah."
messaged
She's
you?
like, "You only fired my daughter because she won't sleep with you," and I sent all the messages to her mother. And she's like, "Oh my God, I am so sorry." She was threatening to hire an attorney. You sexually harassed my daughter. Luckily, we had these pictures. Mark had the pictures, and I had all the text.
See,
And I
comes in
never
handy
engaged with
that I'm a
No, how it comes in handy that both of you are wise enough to say, this, it's a digital trail.
Right.
Basically what it is, and you need it can't become he said, she said, because he said, she said.
You lose.
You usually,
You're gonna lose,
You
yeah.
lose. You
Yeah.
lose. So, but if you've got concrete evidence, that's really your only way out in any of that kind of shit. That's fucking wild. God damn, dude, I
That's
had
why,
no
for
idea.
the most part, I've always stayed away from my staff.
Yeah.
One was Blair. Okay.
Yeah.
We ended up together, and then the other one was the girl we just talked about a little while ago. That's the only two people I've ever slept with on my staff.
Yeah,
I stay away. You know.
Yeah.
You know.
Because then it comes back to
yeah,
like a
you
power
show what you
play.
eat.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Man, that's got to be tough, like just in terms of hiring anybody. I would be afraid of.
It's hard.
It still is, though, right?
It's harder
Yeah.
now these days.
Why?
With the Me Too stuff,
Yeah.
all that. You really got to be like, if we're getting rid of a female employee, I always make sure to have my other manager with me, and then Connie, the owner, in there too. So there's nothing that can be said that I did something different or anything like that. Or a lot of times the GM handles it or Connie handles it, because they can turn it real fast. Oh, he wouldn't. I wouldn't sleep with him, so I didn't get the shifts. Now I'm getting fired. It's really bad. You really got to be careful. It's really sad because the real victims look like they're lying sometimes,
Yeah.
and they really are being taken advantage.
Yeah,
There's scumbags out there to
Yeah,
do
sure
that.
there are.
But to me, the first thing is I don't believe you because you're looking to get a quick dollar, and
Right.
there's people out there that are victims, and that's really sad. But man, it's really fucked up.
Wow, see, this makes it. I would never want to own a restaurant or a bar
It's
for
any
exactly
business,
that.
really.
Well, sure, but I mean, you get the bigger you get, and I would think in the you need people. That's what makes this currency
Right,
all work.
right.
And then they
Don't
want
fire my ass. I got pictures.
Nobody wants to see
See,
those.
that's
Kevin.
that's the thing is like all this stuff now. You've got so many ways to document things. You don't know when you're being recorded. You don't know you're even being set up for something where somebody's audio recording you and their phone's just face down on the on the counter or
And
something.
this girl Mark is talking about, she would take like a $7 tip and turn it into like a $37 tip.
Okay.
So somebody called and they said, we didn't leave this enormous tip. So then we started watching, and then sure enough, she was changing them.
You got to be smart about it. You don't go 37.
Right.
You go like 17.
Yeah.
Even change it into whatever a
nine.
$2.
People get greedy, though.
They do.
Yeah, they do. Well,
They
yeah,
don't think
because he
you're gonna
starts
catch
going
'em.
easy. And
Yep.
I'm never going to get caught.
Bat your eyes at you and think, I'm cute, so I'm gonna get away with it.
And so you guys would sometimes let these people give them another chance, and then they would.
Yeah.
That one we didn't.
No, that one no.
God damn, dude.
Yeah. It's you know what? Most of the time, I think it was cooks that would fuck up and. All right, man. We'll give you another shot. You feel bad for the guy.
He has cooks. He has one cook that he's hired 6-7 times back.
He's probably a great cook.
He's a great cook.
He was
guy.
great when he wasn't drugged up.
Right.
He's such a drug addict and alcoholic.
Yeah.
And I knew that going in. Like I hired him because he had gotten out of jail for substance abuse.
All right, so
And,
it's almost impossible when you get out of jail to get a job. So
And
I think that's great.
And the guy was a phenomenal guy when he was sober. And he'd be great for a few months, and then he'd start dabbling again, and then
Yeah, he called. He got really drunk one day, and he didn't come into work, and he got in a fight with Matt and started talking shit about everybody. And
it's never anybody's fault.
no,
right?
right.
It's never their
So
fault.
he calls me. He calls me in the morning. He goes, "What time are you picking me up?"
Because he forgot.
He didn't remember doing
He
it.
forgot.
I'm
He
like,
blacked
alcohol
out.
and coke, he was sober.
God damn.
And I gave him. He's right. I gave him, I think, 4 different chances.
You need to write a book.
No.
Something. Do a reality
You just
show.
think someone's
Something
gonna
back
Reality
there.
show is where it's at.
Like, I mean, I'm
Give me a
serious.
reality show in a restaurant.
Yeah.
You make billions of dollars.
Because that's wild.
Billions. You wouldn't even have to make shit up.
I'm seeing
Like
this.
these shows that are, they make shit up.
Yeah.
You would not have to make up the drama that happens in the back of a restaurant.
I just, even the whole just firing somebody and they're stealing and you've got evidence and then they're coming to you and going, yeah, but you just wanted to sleep
Right.
with me.
You're just an asshole.
Yeah. And then you turn it around and man, what an ugly thing. Yeah, paychecks do the same thing, Kevin?
Oh, every day. I told my boss 3 times this week I wanted to sleep with him, and he said no. So I'm going to yell at him.
You got pictures?
I do.
Well, that's the thing is, everybody's walking around with a TV station in their pocket.
Yeah.
You can go live at any moment on anywhere. And I don't know that that's a good thing necessarily.
You
for
can
anybody.
destroy a small business in
Yeah.
5 minutes. 5
Right.
minutes you can destroy a small business.
Yeah. And what about like even, people coming into the restaurant? There's a whole thing I saw, and I was wondering, how do you handle this? Because My family was eating one of those big family style salads at a chain restaurant. This person was writing on, I think this was on, not Reddit, but one of the other ones. I am weird and eat salad with a spoon. I put a spoonful of salad into my mouth and felt something cut the inside of my cheek. I pulled out a bloody chunk of glass. Sometimes this stuff, things happen.
Sure does.
Things move fast in the kitchen.
You're
like
humans.
somebody, yeah, you're humans. But how many, you got to sometimes wonder if somebody's setting it up.
Yeah.
Fucking setting it up. I mean, someone else had in here, I bit into a baguette, like, the piece of bread, and pulled out a finger with a latex glove.
No
Bullshit.
freaking way.
That's what I say.
Yeah,
No,
that's
there's no
bullshit,
way.
yeah.
There's no way something like that
I
happened.
think the biggest one everybody pulls off is the hair. And the best part was one time when we were down the road, it wasn't busy during the day. So one time I was stuck cooking. Listen, I'm bald, right?
Yeah.
And they say they got this long ass hair in their food. So I go out there, I go, I want to see what my hair looks like. And they're looking at me like, oh shit, he's bald, but they still stuck with it. Oh, it was in my food. It was in my food. And
So what do you do?
You got to comp it. What are you going to do?
Jesus. I would lose my mind.
It's tough.
I would. How do
It's
you?
tough because people are lying.
Yeah. And trying to steal and trying to.
Yeah.
It almost makes it sound like you should have just stayed home.
What Matt didn't do was drop his pants and show he hadn't manscaped in a couple of weeks.
Right. That's where the long curlies came from, baby. Enjoy that mac and
It
cheese.
fell right out of the.
They always have about 3 bites left, though, when they find the hair. They never find it
everything's
right away.
always
already
the
gone.
bottom.
Yes, it's way at the bottom there. That's the.
Or the steak is overcooked at the
Yes.
at the very end on the backside.
God damn. I don't know how you got. How did you do in this business? Because you're
hated
the most sensitive guy I know.
I hated it.
I think he went in thinking he was going to absolutely love it.
Yeah.
And I think
And my
within
brother's-
probably 3 months, he
Your brother does it.
My brothers all own places,
Why did you hate it? Was it the rude customers?
I was.
I mean,
I
would
was
think-
good with customers.
Yeah, I would believe that.
I was good. I
Phenomenal,
used
by
to
the
work
way.
the floor.
I would believe that. That I would believe.
But it was just the drama. No matter what, you can just stay out of something, and all of a sudden you're in something. All of a sudden someone would say, someone would tell Matt, "Well, I said something. I said this and said that," which I never did, or did vice versa. It was just the drama and the freaking out, and the people that want to start shit. And that's usually That's usually the regulars.
I mean, the girl we were talking about earlier, they hated each other. Hated each
Oh,
other.
I hope if she was to get run over, I'd probably,
Drive the car.
be
And he was good friends with the husband. And the husband, yeah, that's how she is. She's just a bitch.
Why? Why would he? Say
I had
that?
two. I'm gonna blame her. If it wasn't for people like her,
Yeah.
I might still be in the business.
Really?
I agree.
She
And this was an employee.
right in place. She turned everybody.
Part-time.
Part
She's
time.
a teacher full time.
When you fired her, she says, because I wouldn't let
Speaking
you
of
watch.
cheaters, see, teachers in the
never
service.
got-
Wow. You know what else came out about teachers? Why don't we take a minute and I'll run this by you. This may actually shock you, and then I want to go back and get your thoughts on the Red Lobster thing, because you said that happened to you. Something similar has happened.
Yep.
And I just wanted to get. I'm so glad you brought that up, because to me, I was in Henrietta. They must have closed on Sunday.
They closed
I think
Monday morning.
Monday morning.
Yep.
So I was in there Monday night because my kid was in town, wanted to play basketball. It was right after Mother's Day. They stayed open for Mother's
Yep.
Day, and it looked abandoned.
Yep.
The Henrietta location looked abandoned already.
We were
Grease
in
open?
one. We were in one in Connecticut on Friday when we went to pick up Sam. They wanted something quick. I'm like, let's go here. Haven't
Yeah.
had it in a while.
Yeah. And then done. Was that location
I
closed?
have
Because
no
there was
idea.
like
I don't
80
know.
that they
I don't
closed
know.
around the
I
country.
didn't
Yeah.
remember what
There
it
was 80, I think,
Yeah.
total. Yeah. All right, we'll get to that next. But first.